Hey guys, my name is Julian, and I'm lucky enough to work on the Facebook security team. We get to go to work day in and day out and protect the 1.5 billion people that use our product every day to connect to family, friends, new and old, and like minds across the world. This is a pretty daunting task, but helping our people shrink the physical boundaries of the globe and catching all the bad guys in the process is a pretty rewarding endeavor. I'm here today to remind you about how important information security really is, to talk a little bit about what a career in the field looks like, and to finally give you some career pointers on how to best prepare yourself for a really impactful job in the industry. But first, a couple questions. Raise your hand if this is your first year at DEF CON. Awesome. Raise your hand if you get excited by technology. Come on, everybody. Yeah, all right. Raise your hand if you use the internet every day. All right. Now, raise your hand if you've heard of a major breach or attack in the last year. Those are some scary things, right? Okay, so as you already all know, information security is incredibly, incredibly important, more important than ever. We're putting more and more of our lives online, and in return, we're getting services that we love to use. Online banking, being able to pay our bills, shopping, connecting to people in ways we never thought before possible. And it's this amazing power that the internet gives each and every one of us. But this also means that there's a huge spotlight on security right now. Because with these opportunities and conveniences of connectivity, there's increased risks and additional opportunity for those with less than good intentions. And thanks to some very large hacks and attacks in the last couple of years, we've seen how catastrophic and destructive these can be. In the last year alone, hundreds of millions of people across the world have become victim to data breaches, fraud, and intrusive malware. In 2014 alone, there was a 46% increase in data breaches in the US. 46% in 1 year. So our jobs as defenders and protectors gets more challenging as we must be faster and more flexible in our prevention, detection, and response capabilities. Attackers are getting smarter, motivated by financial gain, media fame, and a new word has been introduced into our vocabulary, cyber terrorism. With all of this, the complexity of threats increases. And to handle this, to address what is really, in my mind, the defining challenge of the 21st century by building a safer internet for everybody, we need the very best and brightest tackling the issues at all levels. Unfortunately, the current reality in this regard is very, very worrying. With the astronomical rise in the importance of information security, the demand for InfoSec talent is growing 3.5 times faster than the overall IT job market and 12 times faster than the total labor market. At our current pace, over 2/3 of these jobs will go unfilled due to the insufficient pool of talent. Get this, last year alone, there were 200,000 national postings for InfoSec, and it took recruiters 36% longer to fill those than all other job postings combined. So, for example, at Facebook, it takes us about 15 to 20 times longer to find and hire a really good InfoSec engineer as opposed to a normal software engineer. And that's really, really difficult. It's really scary. So in other words, everyone's scrambling to find this really high-quality InfoSec talent to meet the growing demands of the industry. And luckily for you people in the room, you guys are exactly who we're looking for. So if you're worried about a job in information security and worried about longevity in information security, you really need not be. You guys are who we're looking for. So you all know information security is incredibly and increasingly important to the future of technology and national security alike. So then what does a career in InfoSec look like? Even myself, I had a really difficult time conceptualizing what all the different teams within a security org do before I started at Facebook. And I think it's really valuable to kind of take a deep dive and look at what different teams do and what the different career possibilities are out there. So bear with me for a second. I'm going to use the teams at Facebook as a kind of model. One second. I'm going to use these teams as a model. This is how it's set up at Facebook. Each department's a little bit different, but you get the general idea of the different options out there. So we have a product security team. Our product security team runs our bug bounty program, where we have white hat researchers across the world submitting vulns and bugs. This team repos them and then works with all the cross-functional partners to push patches and fix them. We have a CERT team, a computer emergency response team. These are the guys responsible for detecting and responding to technical threats that aim to compromise our infrastructure. So these are nation states looking for protester information. These are individuals looking for user data. We have a software eng team. They're responsible for building software to protect our infrastructure. A lot of it's log monitoring and anomaly detection. We have an open source security team. This is one of the teams that I work most closely with. Our team is focused on developing open source security products that empower Facebook. Their goal is to reimagine how modern information security problems are solved and create free, reliable software that allows Facebook and other organizations to improve their security. Really, if the industry as a whole doesn't improve our security posture, we're kind of all in trouble. We have a safety and protections team. These are guys that are out there catching the really, really bad people that use our site, people with incredibly nefarious intentions. We have a security operations team. They do road mapping, budgeting, project management, technical project management. Their goal is to really scale the organization in a way possible that allows us to meet our goals. So we have this kind of broad range of teams, and what I've found really interesting is when an incident comes up, let's say we have a breach. Every single one of these teams in one way or the other is affected. Everything from, and even the open source team, they start looking at ways to kind of patch a bigger problem, right? Every single one of these teams gets pulled in a cross-functional manner, and it's really exciting to see. So now you have a better understanding of what the different careers look like in the field. What can you do to best prepare yourself for a career, right? That's why you guys are all here. So first, who's participated in the Capture the Flag competition before? Yeah, awesome, okay, perfect. So we at Facebook ran one here a couple of days ago, and it's kind of the perfect first recommendation. Get as much hands-on experience as you possibly can. Nothing is more important than getting hands on keyboards. For every lesson that you learn in a textbook or online, do everything you can to apply and recreate that lesson on your own. Even at the college level, companies like mine have a really difficult time finding students who actually have the ability to do themselves what they've learned. InfoSec curriculum, as you'll learn, is far too often incredibly conceptual, and there's very little time to actually apply the concepts that students are learning. Many colleges are very against allowing students to hack around and kind of implement what they've learned, and so any opportunity to get hands-on experience is an incredibly, incredibly valuable one. At your level, I'd recommend participating in PICO CTF. It's run by Carnegie Mellon. It's great for students ages 13 to 15. After that, there's Cyber Patriot at the high school level, and then of course CCDC at the college level. Facebook sponsors all of them, and we run competitions at each one of them. They're absolutely incredible. I can't recommend them enough. Doing these types of challenges lets you apply that theory and demonstrate your credentials as someone who can actually code and solve problems. It gives you a way of proving that you understand the best way to apply what you've learned. CTFs, in our estimation, are truly the missing resource of the core curriculum out there. So do CTFs. Do as many extracurriculars as you possibly can. Separate yourself from the pack. As you'll find, when you study information security, there's thousands and thousands of other students studying the same thing. So just like in any field, you need to separate yourself. Do as much experience as you can outside of the classroom. Leverage the huge repository of online resources to increase your knowledge of InfoSec and CS across the board. And work to ultimately build up a portfolio of your code to show people. My final recommendation here is specialization. So you guys are all young enough that you don't have to worry about specialization. You just need to kind of learn as much as you can at this point. But companies such as mine don't really look for very well-rounded people from a technical standpoint. Rather, we look for specializations. So you folks have a long way to go before you need to settle on a specific field, but you're getting the necessary understanding for the baseline of InfoSec. Try to identify and build upon the things you get most excited about. So as you're learning, naturally you're going to find some area that excites you more than everything else. Dig into that and make sure that you are the best person in the world at whatever you like, right? So when a company like us is looking for someone that's really good at reverse engineering or malware analysis or crypto, then we can call on you and you will be indispensable, right? So get a specialization. To channel Mark Zuckerberg, safety and trust in the internet are more important today than ever. The internet is our shared space. It helps us connect. It spreads opportunity. It gives us a voice. It makes us stronger and safer together. To keep the internet strong, we need to keep it secure. So in closing, I have a request for all of you. Each and every one of you have risen to the challenge. You've come to DEF CON at your age, and you're taking the steps that most students don't to learn, and that's fantastic. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. We clearly need more of you. So stay passionate, stay really curious, and never back down from a challenge because you fear the unknown. That's what security is all about. We don't know what the unknown is. We don't know what we need to know. So literally the only way to find out is just to try. Take risks and blaze your own path, as generic as that sounds. Legitimately, I can't understate this. The safety and security of the internet and the future of the internet depends on you. So keep studying, keep learning, and apply everything you learn. We will hire you once you graduate. Thank you.